everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter that is place, values and number sense. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is word names for numbers. So what are the word names of number? For example, you are given with a number that is 414, right? So how do you read this number? You can express, when you're reading, even you express them in words, right? You can say that is 414, right? 414. That is the word names for numbers. You express them in the word form, right? The other one is, how do you read this number, or even how do you write this number in the words name? The correct option is, it is 1235, right? This is the word names of a number, right? Let's just start with the practice questions. Let's just go to the lesson and do the practice questions. So here I am on grade 5 math. We're working on the chapter place values and number sense. So let's just start with the lesson. You have word numbers and place values. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, how do you write this number using digits? 6,000. How do you write 6,000? Which is the correct option? You are given four of the options. So you are given the word name. You have to write the answer in the digit form, right? So how do you write 6,000? Option number 1 is the correct option. In the number form, you have to write 6,000. That would be 600 and 0, right? How do you write this number using words? Which is the correct option? 2030. How do you write this number using words? The correct option is 2030, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. How do you write this number using words? Which option is the correct one? The correct option is 409, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. How do you write this number using digits? 7,493, which is the correct option. So we have 7 at the 1000 position, 4 at the 100 position, and then 93. That would be the last one. 7493 is the correct option, right? How do you write this number using digits? 800, which is the correct option. Yes, very good. The correct option is option number 1, that is 800. How do you write this number using words? 5003. How do you write this number using words? The correct option is 5000. Yes, that would be the second option. Very good, because that is 5003. You have to write in words form. That would be 5003. How do you write this number using digits? Which is the correct option? 7090. So the correct option is, that would be option number 1, right? 7090. 7090. Option 1 is the correct option. How do you write this number using words? Which is the correct option? Yes, that is 9082. 9082 it is, right? Option number 3 is the correct option. Very good. How do you write this number using digits? 1471, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is option number 1, that is 1471. So it is 1471, right? How do you write this number using digits? Which is the correct option? Yes, it is. 3082, that would be option number 1 here, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is Roman numerals, right? So Roman numerals is another form to write the numbers, right? Different ways to write down the numbers, right? That is Roman numerals. So what are the Roman numerals? You have to write down the number using different, like for example, you can represent I as 1 as I. Then you can write 2 as this one. Then you can write 3 as I, and I. Then you can write 4 as IV, 5 as V, 6 as VI, 7 as VII, 8 as VIII. Then you have 9, then you have 10, right? No, 10 is just X, sorry. So you can use these values to make the other numbers, right? For example, you have to make 23. How do you make 23? First, let's just break down to 23. 23 is 20 plus 3, right? We know that you can write 20 as 10 plus 10 plus 3. So 10 is X, another 10 is X, and 3 is I, and I. So that makes 23, right? Okay, let's just do another example. You have to make 34. How do you make 34? How do you write 34 as Roman numeral? You have to make 34, right? So 30 plus 4 makes 34. So 30 is X, X, and X, and 4 is IV. So that makes 34, right? That's how you can make from digits to Roman numeral. Just break them down and then use the Roman to represent the Roman numerals, right? Let's just start with the practice questions. So here we are on the practice questions, that would be Roman numerals. So let's just start with the Roman numerals. Okay. How would you write 17 as Roman numeral? So which is the correct option? Seventeen, right? You can represent 17 as 10 plus 7. And we know that 10 is X and 7 is VII. That would be option number 1. Very good. What number does the Roman numeral represent? XXII, which is the correct option? Yes, hi. You have to make XXII, right? Here you have XXI. X makes 10, X is 10, I makes 2. Just add them, 10 plus 10, 20, and plus 2, 22. So that makes 22, right? The correct option is 22. How would you write 39 as a Roman numeral? So which is the correct option? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, the correct option is option number 1, that makes 39, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. How would you write 10 as a Roman numeral? Which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1, right? 10 is represented by x. What number does the Roman numeral represent? I, and I. That would be 3, right? The correct option is 3. How would you write 37 as Roman numeral? So, which is the correct option? You have to make 37, right? So, option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, what number does the Roman numeral represent? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 10, 10, 10, 30, and 2, 32. Option is 32. What number does the Roman numeral represent? Which is the correct option? That would be 14, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is rounding. So, how do we round off numbers? Okay, let's just start with the next lesson, that is rounding. So, what do you know about rounding? What does it means? So, rounding means keeping its value close to what it was, right? For example, you are given an example. You have to write 73 to the nearest 10, right? So 73 is between two tens, 70 and 80. But 73 is just two numbers away from 70, but seven number away is from 80, right? That means 73 is still far from 80, but near to 70. So you can round off 73 to 70, right? Let's just look at the other example. You have a number 264. You have to round to nearest 10. Just go to tens digit. 6 is the tens digit, right? On the right hand side of the 6 digit, you have 4. Compare this 4 to 5. 4 is less than 5, that means you have to round on the same 10. Write 6 to 10 digit as it is and replace the last one with 0. So when you round off, it makes 260, right? So when you round off 264, that is 260, right? Let's just do another example. You have to round off the number that is 4695, right? You have to round to the nearest 100. So just go to the 100 digit. 6 is at the hundreds position, right? So on the right of the 6, you have 9. Compare this number to 5. 9 is greater than 5, right? When it is greater than 5, that means you have to round up. Round up means you have to add 1 to the 100 digit. 6 plus 1 is 7 and replace the other to 0. So it would be rounded off to 4700, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Okay. What is $90 rounded to the nearest $10? Which is the correct option? 90, 80, 70. 90 is rounded off to 90, right? 90 is rounded off to 90. It would be rounded on the same number, right? The correct option is 90. What is 618 rounded to the nearest 100? So which is the correct option? You have to round on the nearest 100, right? And the 100 digit is 6. This is the 100 digit. Here you have 1. You have to compare this 1 to 5. 1 is less than 5. That means you have to round on the same 100 and replace the other two digits with 0. It would be rounded off to 600, right? So the correct option is 600. Okay, what is 3633 rounded to the nearest 1000? You have to round to the nearest 1000. The thousandth digit is 3, right? And on the right of 3, you have 6. 6 is greater than 5. That means you have to round up. Add 1 to the thousandth digit and replace the other digits with 0. So that means it will be rounded off to 4000. The correct option is 4000. Very good. Okay, what is 3823 rounded to the nearest 10? Which is the correct option? Tens digit is A2, right? It is rounded off to option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. That is 3820. What is 2564 rounded to nearest 100? Which is the correct option? It is rounded off to 100. 5 is the digit that is at the hundreds position, right? So it would be rounded off to 2600 is the correct option, right? Okay, what is 5,573 rounded to the nearest 1000, which is the correct option? Rounded to the nearest 1000, it would be rounded off to 6000. The correct option is 6000, right? What is 7.37 rounded to nearest dollar, which is the correct option? You have to round to the dollar. That means you have to remove the decimal part, right? So 7.37. Just look at the first digit after decimal, that is 3. 3 is less than 5. That means you have to round on the same dollar. So it would be rounded off to 7 and it would be 0. So the correct option is 7. It would be rounded off to 7, right? What is 2272 rounded to the nearest 10, which is the correct option? 2272 rounded to nearest 10. Yes, it is 2270. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. What is 6412 rounded to the nearest 1000, which is the correct option? 'So the correct option is option number 1, right? It would be rounded off to 6000, right? What is 1.37 rounded to nearest 10 cents? You have to round to nearest 10 cent, right? That means 1.37. That would be the 10-cent value, right? So it would be right next. You have 7. 7 is greater than 5. So you have to round off to 1.4. It will be rounded off to 1.4, right? Okay. You can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next one. And the next one is, I think, arithmetic rules for the next lesson is even or odd arithmetic rules, right? Okay, let's just see what are the arithmetic rules for even and odd numbers. So what do you know about even or odd numbers? What are the even numbers? Even numbers are the numbers that can evenly divided by 2, right? And Odd numbers are the numbers that cannot be divided by 2, right? Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, they are even, and 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, they are odd numbers, right? Now we're going to see what are the arithmetic rule you have to apply them. For example, you are adding two even numbers. Their answer is also even. Same is the case for subtracting. If you are subtracting two even numbers, their difference must be even. If you are adding two odd numbers, their sum must be even. If you are subtracting two odd numbers, their difference must be even, right? So if you are adding an even plus odd, right, the answer must be odd. And when you are subtracting an odd number out of the even one, the answer is odd, right? If you are adding an odd plus even, the answer is odd. If you are subtracting odd and even, the answer is odd, right? These are the arithmetic rules for for the even or odd numbers, right? So let's just go to the practice questions. Okay, is 75 minus 62 even or odd? So you are subtracting two even numbers, right? So that means subtracting an even and odd number results, the odd result must be odd in this case, so it would be odd. You can even check by subtracting. 15 minus 6 is 9 when you subtract them. 15 minus 6 is 9, that would be just 9. And 9 is an odd number, isn't it? So the correct option is odd, right? Okay, is 57 plus 11 even or odd? Both the numbers are odd, so their sum must be even, right? Is 50 minus 4 even or odd? So 50 and 4, they both are the even numbers. So the difference of the two even numbers is also an even number. 50 minus 4 is 46 and 46 is an even number, right? Okay, is 80 plus 2 even or odd? So you are adding two even numbers, so their sum must be, their sum must be even in this case, right? Is 29 plus 16 even or odd? You are adding an even and an odd number, right? So their sum is even. No, their sum is odd, not even. Okay, is 93 minus 60 even or odd? it would be, yes, very good, that would be odd. Is 76 plus 22 even or odd? That would be even number. You're adding to even number, right? Is 41 plus 49 even or odd? It would be even. Very good. Is 32 minus 19 even or odd? It would be even. The correct option is even. Odd? Oh, you're subtracting an even and an odd number, right? So it must be odd. Is 59 minus 4 even or odd? It would be, you are subtracting an even and an odd number. The answer must be even. The answer must be odd. Whenever you are subtracting even and an odd number, the difference between an even and an odd number is odd, not even. Sorry, I selected the wrong option, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we were working on grade 5 math. The chapter we're working on is place values and number sense. The lessons we have covered today are word names for numbers, Roman numerals, rounding, even or odd arithmetic rules, right? So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype to Friday 5 to 9, right? So that's all for today. If you have any question, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusion. No questions?